All right, let me turn down my blues here. Did you know that I often listen to the blues while I work in my office all by myself? I do. I have varied taste in music. Most of it is indie rock, but I definitely enjoy the blues as well. So let me turn that down and talk to you for a little bit about this sample essay that comes to us from a student, one of my favorites, who's definitely not named Joanna Newsom. This is a little bit of an Easter egg. Speaking of indie rock, if you know who Joanna Newsom is, then you have excellent taste. Congratulations. And if you don't know who Joanna Newsom is, you owe yourself at least one spin of any record of hers. Put it this way, she plays a harp. If that doesn't hook you in, then I don't know what will. So just a few caveats before I talk a little more in depth about The Bachelorette, a closer look at the obsession. First of all, I've been looking through previous essays, and I really have not found a lot that use APA formatting, because this is the first semester that I'm required to have my students use APA formatting for these smaller process essays. So I'm not able to really speak to formatting and citation, but I'm going to have a sense of how well you do your formatting and your citation once I get a look at your essay to final drafts. So maybe if I need to speak to that more later on, I will. Time being, though, we will look at MLA, so I'm not going to really talk too much about citations or research incorporation, because that stuff is important, yes, but since I haven't, straightforwardly taught it to you, I'm not going to be so upset if it, isn't exactly perfect, let's say, for this essay. Anyway, 2 minutes of rambling. The easiest way, I've gone at length about topic selections already, so I'm not going to again. But why is blank popular? Is probably the most direct A to B route to choosing a very manageable topic for this assignment. Now, there's much more in-depth approaches, and I'll be seeing your topic selections soon enough. But what do people still watch on TV, or what do people listen to? What sorts of video games do people play? What apps are popular? Lots of ways to arrive at a good topic. And again, I've already said too much. This is an example of someone, a student writer, who chose The Bachelorette to write about, and does a good job, I think, of not only this here, the definition of reality television is, it can be so wide-ranging, so many broad terms need to be narrowly defined, and I'm going to invite you to do that. So you're going to want to define any sort of vague terms, or I'm going to be like, well, what do you mean by this? You can mean anything, especially when it comes to terms like the media. You listen to our political pundits talk about the media's role in presidential elections, and my goodness, what could that mean? I don't know. Nobody does. Okay, so right into it. Reality TV has become a force to be reckoned with. I don't think anybody can disagree with that. So what Joanna has done here is one of the many reasons. You can see that, hopefully you'll read this, but she's really kind of forecasting or foregrounding, if you like, all the different reasons that she believes that The Bachelorette is a popular TV show. Now, one thing I think she could have done is discuss the numbers involved, the sheer millions of people who watch The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. What's the other one? Bachelor in Paradise, right? My wife would be a lot more informed on this topic than I am. I'm very good at tuning out The Bachelor while it's on TV. So anyway, she arrives at a pretty clear thesis statement. Now, I don't need you to have the super concise three-pronged thesis statements for any essay, but I'm also not doing my job if I don't explain to you that there are certain parties out there who find that sort of approach extremely essential to the rhetorical process. I'm not one of them, but if you kind of show me that you can flex this particular muscle once, I probably won't ask you to flex it again, if you know what I'm saying. So, what keeps viewers coming back for more, and why is it so interesting to watch some unknown person find love while one sits on the couch eating popcorn, rooting for a favorite? So, a question that sets it up. It's a why question. It starts with what, but it's a why question. The way it blends fantasy, reality, relatability, competition, and its addictiveness. A little bit of a choppy sentence, but still, you can see fantasy and reality, relatability, competition, and addictiveness. So, when reality becomes a drag, people rely on their imaginations, which is why I'm looking for pipe dream. Okay, so you know that you see the word fantasy here, so you know that this next paragraph is going to be about fantasy, and some nice. Humans are habitual and often get bored far too easily. So there is, reviving the fairy tale is kind of the point that she's making here. And I think it's a fairly well supported point as well, since you can see that there are two different citations in this paragraph. What I really wouldn't mind talking about a little bit here is like the connective tissue. All right. Over half these couples are no longer together, and it's just to show how real the love is. So getting to that central paradox, I jumped up and down quite a bit on my assignment screencast about setting up that central paradox of what makes the behavior mysterious, I should say. And what I like about Joanna's paper here is that she's kind of woven it into the fabric of the body of her essay. She isn't just establishing it right off the top. There are plenty of ways to be successful, people, and I guess I'm trying to demonstrate that with this essay. Although many tune in because the blend of fantasy and reality is enticing, it is the relatability that keeps people coming back for more. So this is, again, an example of a very boilerplate-y, sort of cookie cutter, not my favorite, sort of transition topic sentence combination. But there is something to be said for keeping readers sort of abreast of your essay's progress, sort of what ideas are we leaving behind and what ideas are we moving on to. And this is an example of a sentence that does both those things pretty well. People tuning back for more, it makes it feel real, which makes it more interesting, and the fascination grows. Okay, and from the fascination, and then again, I think that these causes, much like good essays will do, sort of build upon one another. So they become fascinated, which can lead to an addicting element. All right, and so you see up here, let me go all the way back up, went too far. You see competition and addictiveness. Well, then now, those are the last ideas mentioned, and those are the last ideas addicting competition. So there's something to be said for considering the overall structure or architecture, if you will, of the essay. People cry for their long-begotten favorites. I love that. That should have been the title of this essay, I think. And pick a new person to root for. Although Bachelor in Paradise, of course, I can't believe I know this, they bring back contestants, if you want to call them that, from other seasons. Bragging rights, right? So it ties back to the competition. So I like that it's not just competition, it's not just addiction, it's addiction to competition. I think that's a really interesting way to go about explaining a particular cause. It gives it a little more of that critical depth that I'm always sort of harping on in different ways. So the thing that I think this essay does best, I think it does a lot of things pretty effectively, and there's certainly things that it could do better. One of the things it does best, though, is is moralizing for the end, and that's something I want all of you to do, each and every one of you. I want you to save your opinions about people who watch The Bachelorette, people who are The Bachelorette. It's not your job to moralize or to judge or to be subjective in your essay. I want you to emphasize objectivity with this essay. Just keep your opinions to yourself until the conclusion, and then feel free to let loose. Okay, you can see right here. This lets young girls believe if one is desperate enough, she could end up on a reality show. With many eligible men ready to be it for her. So these adolescent women think it is possible for them to become bachelorettes. It's gone too far. There's moralizing, judgmentation. Should never. And you're always going to be in a position of moral authority or attempting to accomplish one when you have that word should popped in there, written there. So if you're using should anywhere in your body paragraphs, beware, I guess. And so, I don't know, read it. I feel like it speaks for itself largely, but if you ever want to see another sample essay, if you want me to look at your essay early, of course, I'm always an email away. So let me put some, see if I can, I think my song ended. Oh, bummer, I was going to bother you with more music. All right, well, have a nice day. Send me your questions.